Hi. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. You should at least wait until Thanksgiving to fight with your in-laws, Perna. Now, COVID threatened to destroy this weekend of football. And I'm not sure we're out of the woods yet, but we actually got a solid slate of games on Sunday, despite missing two of the best-looking matchups. It turns out the best matchup of the week may have been Jalen Ramsey versus Golden Tate, a family feud that would make Steve Harvey shit the pants of his oversized suit. I wear the pants to hide the poop. Now I'm talking about Jalen Ramsey versus Golden Tate, a rivalry that goes beyond the field. According to the New York Post, Ramsey is the father of two of Tate's nieces, and he ended a relationship with Tate's sister, Brianna Tate, during her pregnancy last year, and that carried over onto the field. That same game also featured one of the weirdest NFL fights I have ever seen. Aaron Donald and Nick Gates, two massively built men, star in Two Stooges. They're basically one mo away from reminding us how bad comedy used to be. Today I've got BDP awards to hand out and the best and worst from NFL Sunday, Week 4. Whew, that's good sports. If you want your brain filled with NFL news, updates, and dumb humor, subscribe to this channel, like this video, whatever they tell you to do. Today's episode is sponsored by Raycon and the Everyday E25 earbuds. Next to the affordable price of Raycons compared to other premium wireless earbuds, my favorite thing about them is their noise isolating fit. What does that mean? It means they fit so snugly in your ear caverns that they block out a surprising amount of external noise. I have a new baby at home, and the only way I've been able to fall asleep at night is with my Raycons popped in. If I can't sleep, I cannot write terrible jokes for these videos. I even bought a pair of the Everyday E25s for my writing partner Will, because he was complaining about the paper-thin walls in his apartment. And I will let you imagine what he was hearing. So go to buyraycon.com/that'sgood, select the Everyday E25 earbuds, pick a color that suits your personality, and then use those bad boys to listen to my show. Or something better. Okay, let's onside kick this bastard of a football show off with my new segment, The Fraud of the Week. And it's long overdue. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Imagine having a defense so bad that you ask your offense to score 50 points just to beat the Browns. Dallas always leads the league in media coverage while being dead last in pass coverage. This team is a special teams brain fart away from 0-4, and they still have yet to learn that it's easier to win a game when you don't spot the opponent 3 to 5 unanswered scores every week. The Cowboys' defense is so bad, they may have to actually consider signing Earl Thomas, who recently was courted by the Texans until a bunch of their players said they didn't want him on the team. What's crazier in your opinion? Let me know in the comments. NFL players hating Earl Thomas, a pretty good football player, so much they don't want him on their struggling defense. Or Bill O'Brien consulting with his players before signing a safety, but not before trading away his best player. Earl Thomas, Jalen Ramsey, and Golden Tate walk into a bar. You finish the joke for me. All right, best and worst of NFL Sunday. This is like the top 10 and the not top 10. If they smashed and made a bearded baby nobody wants to take seriously on YouTube. Best of the week. Jarvis Landry might be making Baker Mayfield obsolete here, throwing a 37-yard touchdown pass to Odell Beckham Jr. Colin Cowherd's wet dream. Throw in 307 rushing yards. Yes, the Browns, 307 rushing yards, and Cleveland might be able to win without a quarterback, just like the 2000 Ravens and the 2002 Buccaneers. And that's without Nick Chubb, who left the game early with a knee injury. It took Kevin Stefanski 4 games to get 3 wins. By comparison, it took Hugh Jackson 40 Worst, Dak Prescott becomes the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for at least 450 yards in 3 straight games. Well, Dan Marino did it, but 2 of his games were bi-curious at best. Dak, with 1,420 yards, 8 touchdowns, and a 69.3 completion percentage, only got 1 win in the last 3 games. That's like winning the lottery, but forgetting you have to pay taxes on that shit and spending more than you actually won. Best, Phillip Rivers getting his trash talk game back on track. His arm may be failing him, but his flippin' mouth sure as heck isn't. Rivers trashed Roquan Smith, saying Jonathan Taylor turned the corner on him.
You're done! Nope. Nobody's buying.
They're going to take a timeout. They're going to kick the field goal.
He turned the corner on you.
Just like when Jonathan Taylor turned the corner on Tim Allen and left Home Improvement. Crazy to think Justin Houston is still turning the corner as effectively as he was when he was in his prime. He is now on track for 14 sacks. Worst, Justin Herbert. In a loss through 2 50-plus yard touchdown passes. No other QB has done that this season. By comparison, Tom Brady's 5 touchdown passes in that game went for a combined negative 12 yards and a case of chlamydia. Herbert not only looks good, but LA has the perfect QB to replace Phillip Rivers and his propensity to throw interceptions trailing in the 4th quarter. Herbert, you are the next Phillip Rivers. You better learn to complain to the refs after every play. Best, Tom Brady threw his 2nd pick 6 on the season, his 4th in his last 6 games. At the end of the pick 6, Mike Davis, he uses his middle digit to officially signal a fuck you, Tom Brady, to the crowd. Now, Mike Davis is the best corner in the NFL until someone else does this. Best, paging The Rock. Paging The Rock. Former Dallas Renegade XFL baller and tight end Donald Parham used all 6 feet and 8 inches of his beautiful body to give LA a 2-touchdown lead in the 2nd. Herbert is 6'6". Parham is 6'8". So this touchdown was officially 13 feet 2 inches or 156 inches, which has to be the tallest touchdown in NFL history. Best, Cam Newton, looking like a 73-year-old woman in his COVID Instagram post thanking everyone for their support. Best, Joe Burrow became the first rookie to throw for over 300 yards in 3 straight games as he got his first win. Yes, he was finally aided by a great rushing performance from Joe Mixon, but here's the most impressive stat from Burrow. Just 2 picks on the season. I think most quarterbacks playing behind that Bengals offensive line would have at least double the interceptions right now and twice the internal bleeding. He is taking a pounding. Best, DJ Chark demonstrated what I believe is a perfect touchdown catch. As hardcore as the NFL can be sometimes, it's the ballet of the game that really keeps me coming back every week. And ironically, it's the violence that keeps me coming back to the ballet. Worst, the Lions. I could leave it there, but the Lions for becoming the first team in NFL history to lose 6 straight games after leading by 10. The only streak that is longer is the one in Matt Patricia's underpants as his coaching seat gets so hot that the diarrhea he's coaching on the field has finally excreted into his own pantaloons. Worst, Deshaun Watson's offensive line has given him no time to throw the ball. He has to channel his inner Steve McNair and escape at least 2 sacks just to gain a single fucking yard for this team. Best, the Vikings win the Battle of the Bastards, walking away Sunday, holding their heads high, and being able to say, we're only 1-3, bitches. Maybe the Texans are tanking to rid themselves of the disease that is Bill O'Brien. That is their only reward. Because if Houston stays on a winless pace, they will actually only be helping the Dolphins, who own their 1st and 2nd round picks. Congratulations, Houston. You will be the only team in the NFL to not benefit from a draft pick if you suck. Best, Lamar Jackson shows some of that juice from 2019, scorching the football team on a 50-yard touchdown. The Ravens proved after that Monday night beatdown that they are for real again by beating Washington, or any other terrible team that floats into their wake. Worst, Nick Mullens found the open defender on this pick six. Maybe the worst throw I have seen all year. Alex Singleton says, "Thank you very much," and scores the easiest touchdown of his life. Mullens gets pulled, tugged, and yanked for CJ Beathard, who comes up short after beating just a little too hard, and the Eagles get their first win, officially clinching the NFC East. Meanwhile, the refs in San Francisco let Malik Jackson spot the ball wherever the fuck he wants. That is the funniest NFL thing I have seen in a while. Best, the NFC East. There are 12 teams in the league that have at least as many or more wins than the NFC East combined, which gives me hope, a new rooting interest for the season. We must all pull for the NFC East to send their division winner to the playoffs with the worst record in NFL history. Come on, 5-11 playoff team. Come on, 5-11 playoff team. We deserve that. We deserve that after this terrible year. Worst, saying let Russ cook is really starting to jump the shark. Or maybe the dolphin. He's playing well, but he's going to need more than 2 impressive touchdown passes against Miami to get the keys to the kitchen. I do respect Bad Boy Wilson, though, for pledging to not vote. That takes some balls. Best, keeping Russ in the kitchen with favorable measurements seems to be the best ingredient. That ball was at least 4 or 5 index cards short of a first down. But the refs knew those Dolphins were boiled and ready to be packaged into cans of tuna. Stop saying let Russ cook or you get more of that shit every week. Best, the Bills, who remain undefeated after beating my division rival Las Vegas Raiders. Even a weird cheap shot on Josh Allen could not stop him. Another great game for J. Al, because that's where he's sending defenders, where he's completed over 70% of his passes and made multiple clutch throws, including a game-sealing bomb to Stefon Diggs that left to an insurmountable tutty for the Raiders. Good job, Buffalo. Josh Allen, keep pooing on the haters. Now you've been waiting for it all week, I know. The segment that sizes up the top performers from Sunday's slate of games. It is the Big Dig Player Awards for Week 4. Let's start with the quarterback. All right, anyone who watched the early games knows I have to give this award to a certain NFC South quarterback who led his team to victory. So congratulations, Teddy Bridgewater. You are the Big Dick QB of the Week. Bridgewater? More like Bridge to Terabithia. 2 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, and after a win against Arizona, he's dragged his schlong and team back to 500 at the quarter pole. Teddy, Raging Rapids evades captors like Ted Kaczynski on his way to the end zone. Now he's established a great connection with Robbie Anderson, another talent Adam Gase managed to waste in New York, who put up another 99 yards on Sunday. But he's not the big dick receiver this week. No. That goes to Odell Beckham Jr. As much as he would like to finish number 2, I have him as my best receiver for Week 4. He caught a touchdown from his longtime teammate Jarvis Landry, snagged another one from old Baker Mayfield, and put the game on ice with a nifty 50-yard reverse that went for a touchdown that reminded us all of just how fast Odell is. In total, he put up 154 yards, scored thrice, and all of those trade rumors feel like a year ago. And we'll go to another Ohio team for the Big Dick Ball Carrier. Bengals running back Joe Mixon gets the award, who proved that in the battle of the big cats, Bengals are hanging more dong than the majestic Jaguars. Mixon scored his first 3 touchdowns of the season, ran for 150 yards, and added 30 receiving yards. He hurdled a jag on his first touchdown and survived getting Miles jacked up in the end zone. Since he wins their first game of the season, first with quarterback Joe Burrow, and you can thank Joe Big Dixon for that. Big Dick nod? Whew. George Kittle catching all 15 of his targets. How good is that? Good enough to tie Christian McCaffrey for being the only other player to catch 15 of 15. It should be noted both teams lost while one of their skill players was perfect. And obviously the best defensive player this week was COVID-20 -1, shutting out 4 teams on Sunday. But since I don't want to
anthropomorphize.
Damn it, Will, do not put those big words in the script. A virus. The Week 4 Big Dick Defender goes to Myles Garrett again. He, Matthew Judon, and Whitney Merciless all had double-digit sacks, too, but he also earned a forced fumble and really spin-cycled the Cowboys' offensive line. He might be on track to win Defensive Player of the Year. And the first ever Maxi Pat Statter Award goes to Derek Carr, who had his best numbers of the season, but still lost by a touchdown to the Bills. If you look at Carr's stats, 8 touchdowns, no picks, you'd be encouraged. But Carr doesn't have any picks because he's not taking any chances down the field. He's the worst gambler on earth, taking chances only after he's lost, just like this fumble shows. He's the least Vegas quarterback in the NFL. His favorite part of Kenny Rogers, the gambler, is the line, "No win to fold 'em." Because that's the smart thing to do. Not smart thing to do, continue watching this show. Thanks, though, for tuning in to That's Good Sports, best and worst of Week 4. Again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. And if you can convince somebody you hate to subscribe here, it's a really solid way to get back at them.